Instead of the usual start to the school term on Monday, January 4th, 2021, students have been given one more week at home. However, from Monday the 11th, students will return to the classroom, but in a phased manner. Chief Education Officer Angela Finley, appearing on GBN's To The Point program Wednesday, explained what would happen going forward.
And having gone through all of this, we are in a position, acting on the advice, the guidance of the Ministry of Health, to have students return to schools as of Monday the 11th in a phased manner. So the exit grade of each pre-primary, primary, and secondary schools are to be accommodated in a physical setting on site as of Monday the 11th of January. There is also a provision for schools with a very small population, where they will be able to go back once they share the plans for their accommodation with their district education officers, and it's brought forward and accepted at the Ministry of Education. They would be able to open up to accommodate all students on site.
The CEO further explained the procedure for the following week.
The week of the 18th of January, we are expecting that all schools would again have on site their exit classes, in addition to as many of the other grades that will be where their facility would allow for their accommodation, having due regard for the 6 feet distancing protocol, which the Ministry of Health has advised that we need to revert to. So once the school has enough space and facilities to allow students to operate safely with 6 feet distancing protocol, schools will be able to take back the rest of their students. However, we know that there are some schools, due to a number of limitations at this time, where accommodation of every student every day would just not be possible once we are using that 6 feet distancing. Hence, in those cases, principals are advised, managers are advised to work with their district officers to work out a plan where every child is able to access on-site learning for at least 1 day a week.
Mrs. Finley highlighted the protocols by which schools should be guided, similar to that of the ones used during the period June to September 2020.
Gone through basically 3 possible phases. When we had the first bout of students returning, the first batch of students returning to the physical plant, that was in June of last year, and that was for the Form 5 students to prepare them for sitting off the CSEC examinations. During that time, we had a protocol which catered for 6 feet distancing, restriction to visitors, basically no visitors coming on the compound, severe restrictions there. Persons coming onto the compound was restricted to utility workers, persons dropping off supplies, and so forth. So we are now going back to that protocol, the protocol which existed then, and also enhanced, let's say, for the reopening of school in September. So that version which we use in Malcolm's term 2020, this version is what is applicable at this time.
Schools' principals and managers are expected to submit their school's plan to the Ministry of Education for consideration by Friday, for implementation Monday, 18th January. The ministry also commits to provide additional cleaners and monitors to support the movement of students on their schools' compounds. Christelina John, GBN News.